I welcome you all in today's session. Okay, in the previous video, we have seen the methods to evaluate the circular convolution of two sequences. Okay, in that video, we have seen the first method to find out the circular convolution of the two sequences, that is the concentric circle method. Okay, another method to evaluate the circular convolution of the two sequences is matrix multiplication method. Okay, so in this method we have provided with the two sequences x1 of n and the x2 of n. Okay, suppose here the length of the x1 of n is L samples. Okay, and the length of x2 of n is m samples. Okay, now to find out the circular convolution of the two sequences, the length of the two sequences must be equal. So what we have to do? Okay, so whatever or whichever is the smaller sequence, we have to add the number of zeros in that sequence. Okay, so how many number of zeros we have to add here? Okay, suppose L is greater than m, then L minus m number of zeros we have to add in the smaller sequence. Okay, so L minus m zeros we have to add. Okay, now while calculating while performing the matrix multiplication, we have to firstly arrange our two sequences in the matrix form. Okay, now while arranging these two sequences in matrix form, we have to consider here that, or we have to keep in mind that our two sequences x1 of n, which is provided here as x1 of 0, x1 of 1, x1 of 2 and so on up to x1 of n minus 1. Okay, in the similar way, the x2 of n is provided here as x2 of 0, x2 of 1, x2 of 2 up to x2 of n minus 1. Okay, so these are the two sequences here. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to choose the second sequence. Okay, out of these two, we have to choose the second sequence and we have to arrange this sequence in the matrix form. Okay, so while arranging this sequence, we have to consider or we have to follow one method. So for the first column, we have to arrange the elements of x2 of n. Okay, so x2 of 0, x2 of 1, x2 of 2 and so on up to x2 of n minus 1. Okay, to form the next column, what we have to do? We have to shift our last element of first column to the first of second column. Okay, so this element comes at this position, that is x2 of n minus 1. Okay, so the first element gets shifted to the second location, that is x2 of 0. The same way, the third element shifts to x2 third location. Okay, into our last element. So what should be the last element now? Here the previous element of this, that is x2 of n minus 2. To form the third column, again shift this to first location. So x2 of n minus 2, x2 of n minus 1 and so on up to x2 of n minus 3. So in this way, we have to repeat our process until we got our first element of first column to the last element of last column. Okay, so here it gets shifted to x2 of 1, x2 of 2, x2 of 3, x2 of 4 and so on up to x2 of 0. Okay, so the first element comes at the last location. Okay, so here we form our first matrix. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to form the second matrix. Okay, so for the second matrix, what we have to do? We have to arrange our first sequence in the column format. Okay, so here it will be x1 of 0, x2 of 0, x1 of 1, x1 of 2 and so on up to x1 of n minus 1. Okay, so multiplying these two sequences, we have our circular convolution. Okay, so what is our circular convolution then? X3 of 0, X3 of 1, X3 of 2, X3 of 3 and so on up to X3 of n minus 1. Okay, note here that if L and M are equal, then there is no any need to append the zeros. Okay, so the sequence x2 of n is repeated via the circular shift of the samples and representing in n by n matrix. Okay, so this is a n by n dimensional matrix. This is again the n dimensional matrix and this is the n dimensional matrix. Okay, so the sequence x of n is represented as the column matrix and by multiplying these two matrices will give the sequence x3 of n. Okay, so here we will see some examples of this matrix multiplication method. It is the easiest method to find out the circular convolution. Okay, now here we will consider one example that the x1 of n is provided by 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. Okay, and x2 of n is provided here as 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we can note here that what is the length of the first sequence? The length of the first sequence is 5. And what is the length of the second sequence? It is m is equivalent to 3. Okay, so what we have to do now? We have to extend our x2 of n so that the lengths of these two sequences should be equivalent. Okay, so how many number of zeros we have to add here? L minus m, that is 5 minus 3 equal to 2 zeros we have to append in our second sequence. Okay, so our new sequence x2 of n now becomes 1, 2, 3, 2 zeros we have to add, so 0, 0. Okay, so that is our new sequence x2 of n. Okay, now we have to rearrange our x2 of n in the matrix format of 5 by 5. Okay, so let's arrange it. Okay, so here is our first matrix then. Okay, so first element comes first is 1, 2, 3, 0, 0. Okay, now shift the last element to the first. Okay, so it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 0. Okay, again shift this to first, that is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, again shift to the first location. 3, 0, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so in this way we have to proceed 2, 3, 0, 0, 1. Okay, now here it formed a 5 by 5 matrix. Okay, so we have to stop here. Now our first sequence we have to arrange in the same way in the column matrix. So what is our sequence? 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. Okay, so this is our matrix arrangement. So what we have to do here? We have to find out the matrix multiplication now. Okay, so again we will rearrange this matrix 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, okay, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1. Okay, multiplied by 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3, minus 1. Okay, so multiplied together. So what we have? 1 into 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 3 into 3 plus 2 multiplied by minus 1. 2 multiplied by minus 1 plus 1 into minus 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 3 into minus 1. 3 multiplied by 1 plus 2 multiplied by minus 1 plus 1 multiplied by minus 2 plus 0 plus 0. In the same way, 0 plus 3 multiplied by minus 1 plus 2 multiplied by minus 2 plus 1 multiplied by 3 and 0. Okay, so last element is 0 plus 0 plus 3 multiplied by minus 2 plus 2 multiplied by 3 plus 1 multiplied by minus 1. Okay, so after simplification what we have? We have 1 plus 9 minus 2. Okay, minus 2 minus 1 minus 3. 3 minus 2 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 plus 3. Here it is minus 6 plus 6 minus 1. Okay, so after simplification what we have? We have our result, that is 8 minus 2 minus 1 minus 4 and minus 1. Okay, so what is now x3 of n? It is equal to 8 minus 2 minus 1 minus 4 minus 1. Okay, so this is the simple way to find out the circular convolution by using the matrix multiplication. Okay, so here we will consider one more example to find out the circular convolution by using the matrix multiplication method. Okay, so here we will consider x1 of n is equal to 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, and x2 of n is given as 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so these are the two sequences provided here. Okay, now here you can observe the length of the first sequence L is equivalent to 4. Okay, and what is the length of the second sequence? M is also equal to 4. Okay, as both the sequences are of equal length, there is no any need to append the zeros. Okay, so if the length of two sequences is different, then only we have to append the number of zeros in the sequence. Okay, if the length of both the sequences is equal, then there is no any need to append the zeros in the provided sequence. Okay, so what is the method? Firstly, we have to arrange the second sequence in the matrix format. Okay, so here we will arrange it in the column wise format. So 1, 2, 3 and 1. Okay, so again shift our last element to the first. So it will be 1, 1, 2, 3. In the same way it will be 3, 1, 1, 2. Okay, it is 2, 3, 1, 1. Okay, now it gets formed a 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, multiplied by. Now what we have to do? We have to arrange our first sequence in column format. It is 1, 2, 2 and 1. Okay, so this is our arrangement of the matrix or arrangement in the matrix format. So we can write it here as 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2 and 2, 3, 1, 1 multiplied by 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so multiply these together. So what is the resultant here? It is 1 multiplied by 1 plus 1 multiplied by 2 plus 3 multiplied by 2 plus 2 multiplied by 1. In the same way, it's 2 multiplied by 1 plus 1 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 2 plus 3 multiplied by 1. Okay, again 3 multiplied by 1 plus 2 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 2 and 1 multiplied by 1. And the last element is 1 multiplied by 1 plus 3 multiplied by 2 plus 2 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 1. Okay, now simplify this. What we will have? it is 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 is 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, 1 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1. Okay, so simplifying this, we have 11, 9, 10 and 12. Okay, so what is our sequence here? That is y of n is equal to 11 or x of 3 is equivalent to, it is 11, 9, 10 and 12. Okay, so here we have seen the simple matrix multiplication method in this session. Okay, so these are the two simplest methods to find out the circular convolution of the two sequences, that is concentric circle method and the matrix multiplication method. Okay, if you observe these two methods, okay, we can say that the result of both of these methods is equal. Okay, so in earlier video also we have solved the same problem. Okay, so that we have solved the first problem that we have solved for the matrix multiplication. Okay, the same problem we have solved for the circular convolution method also. Okay, so in both the cases, the matrix, the resultant of circular convolution is similar. Okay, so only the methods to find out are different. Okay, so these are nothing but the methods to find out the circular convolution of the provided sequences. Okay, now here we have seen the smaller length sequences. If the larger length sequences are provided, that means if the length of the provided sequence is 8 or more, then also we have to solve, or in that case the matrix multiplication method is convenient than that of the circular convolution method. Okay, so the linear convolution can also be obtained by the circular convolution method. Okay, so there is the difference, or there is no much difference in between the circular convolution and the linear convolution. Okay, so the signal processing applications consist of, or we are interested in, are the linear convolution of two finite duration sequences. Okay, so there is no much difference in between the linear convolution and the circular convolution. We can find out the linear convolution based upon the circular convolution also. Okay, only the difference here is that, okay, here some of the elements may get overlap, okay, on each other if we are not going to pad the zeros in our sequences. Okay, so linear convolution can also be derived from the circular convolution. Okay, so linear convolution can be obtained by using our simple equation of linear convolution, that is y of n is equivalent to summation from k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into h of n minus k. Okay, so by using this equation we can find out our linear convolution. Okay, and the circular convolution can be find out by using the either concentric circle method or by using the matrix multiplication method. Okay, so to avoid the overlapping or the aliasing effect, what we have to do, we have to add the number of zeros in both the sequences, first sequence also and in the second sequence also. Okay, so that we can find out the the linear convolution with the help of circular convolution also. Okay, so this is all about the circular convolution. Thank you.